Everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, June 24th. Well, we were talking about it. We were preparing for it. The heat came this weekend. And of course, we know that with the heat, often we have issues with wildfires.
Yes, we do. And I was surprised that it wasn't chilly at night, because it usually is, even when it's hot during the day. But now we're officially in those summer temperatures. And summer officially started last week. So it's not surprising, right?
It isn't surprising. And we will have your first alert forecast in a moment, but we do want to begin with updating you on that large fire that ignited over the weekend.
Our new chief meteorologist, Josh Colberth, joins our Good Morning Northwest team today. And Josh has been tracking the Slide Ranch fire near White Swan.
Josh, what were the main conditions contributing to the spread of this fire?
Well, I think you said it just a few seconds back, the heat. Whenever it gets hotter, the fire fuels start to dry out, they start to get more stressed, and so that's what can contribute to fire starting and spreading very rapidly, which is exactly what we saw over the weekend. So thankfully, it's just one fire on the map right now. It is the Slide Ranch fire. Here's a closer look at it. Still several active hotspots that are being detected by satellite, but burning to the south of White Swan, at least to the south of the text here. But acreage is just a hair above 3,000, still technically 0% containment. We're going to get another update on this later this morning, so hopefully we'll have some fresher information to give you. Unfortunately, the evacuations have not changed over the past 24 hours, so we still have a bunch of level 3 go now evacuations in place, and then also level 2 be set evacuation. So in these areas, you have to be packed and ready to leave at a moment's notice. You can find all of these evacuations listed online at applevalleyNewsNow.com, and I'll show you some more dangerous fire conditions that we have later this week. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. And we also want to let you know where you can go if you've had to leave your home. The American Red Cross has opened an evacuation shelter at Hara Elementary School. It's located at 7640 Branch Road in Hara.
The shelter is open to anyone who has been asked to evacuate their home due to the Slide Ranch fire. And there you'll be provided with food, cots, and other urgent needs. And if you have to leave your home in a hurry, here's what the Red Cross suggests you bring with you to the shelter: prescription and emergency medications, extra clothing, pillows, blankets, hygiene supplies, and important documents.
Also, if you have children, it's a good idea to bring along comfort items as well as any diapers, formula, or toys that you might need.
Meanwhile, another emergency shelter was opened in Wenatchee last night, this one in response to the No. 2 Canyon Road fire.
The Red Cross opened a shelter at Sage Hills Church at 1601 5th Street around 7 p.m. Sunday. However, around 7:40, all evacuation orders were lowered to level 1 stay alert.
Now, the fire broke out around 5 p.m. on June 23rd and triggered level 3 evacuation orders for the area. But as of yesterday evening, DNR said the fire size had been revised from 100 acres to 25 acres.
And a wildfire in the area of Yakima Sportsman State Park prompted level 3 go now evacuations Friday morning.
This fire grew to more than 50 acres within just a couple of hours, and it was big enough that the smoke was visible from our camera up on Atanum Ridge. If you look closely, you can actually see the helicopters in there working to get water on the fire. Pacific Power also de-energized power lines in the area of this fire that left thousands of people without power and many businesses forced to close. This fire is now 100% contained. It burned nearly 21 acres.
Over in the Seattle area, a fire destroyed a 75-foot-tall cell phone tower Saturday.
This fire broke out at a tow yard in Puget Sound. In addition to the cell phone tower, the fire burned 6 RVs.
And now we'll check back in with our new chief meteorologist, Josh Colberth. Josh, what conditions are we expecting today?
Yeah, well, it's going to be pretty seasonal for today. Lots of sunshine, but it will be warmer compared to yesterday, as we were a little bit below average for yesterday. Temperatures this morning are mostly in the 40s and 50s, a little bit cooler here locally in the Yakima Valley with mid-40s, but elsewhere it's looking like we have some 50s out there. Probably some light jacket stuff for this morning. I'm thinking we'll still have light jacket weather come time for 8 this morning, but it's mostly just going to be t-shirt weather after that. as we'll be near sunny and 75 for lunchtime, and then we get even hotter after that as we'll end up being in the mid 80s, which is still pretty seasonal for late June. So for today, most of us ending up in the 80s, plenty of sunshine. However, we do trend warmer as we head into tomorrow. So that is going to be a risk when it comes to the potential of fire starts. Also, we have some thunderstorms in the forecast later this week. That's going to pose a similar risk. So I'll break down all that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. The Franklin County Sheriff is shedding light on an issue with emergency services in the county. Sheriff Jim Raymond says infrastructure is in decline and beyond repairable.
Raymond says rural areas of the county are suffering from dead zones. He's also worried about an inevitable system failure. What would fix the problem would be to upgrade the capability for towers and radios to use what's called 800 MHz. The problem, though, is finding the money to do so.
So what's next is we need to find sustainable funding for this county in general, because Benton County, they've got theirs. But for this county, we need to strategically locate about a half a dozen towers, okay? And for example, one of them needs to be here at the courthouse. We need to place microwave technology on those towers.
Sheriff Raymond, who has been saying that this is a problem for almost a decade now, has a new room ready to go at the sheriff's office where another dispatch center could easily open up.
A Kennewick woman has been arrested for a crash that killed a motorcyclist and hurt 3 others Friday morning. According to Washington State Patrol, 24-year-old Beth Stryver was driving northbound on State Route 821 just outside of Selah Friday morning when she turned left into 3 motorcycles in the southbound lane. 69-year-old Rodney Aarons of Issaquah was taken to the hospital, but he later died of his injuries. The 2 other motorcyclists and 1 passenger were taken to the hospital. Stryver has been arrested on suspicion of being under the influence of drugs and/or alcohol. She was not injured. Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, the mosquitoes are out, and I certainly have the bug bites to prove it. When we come back, we look at how to avoid mosquito bites this summer. We also look at why the CDC names the mosquito as the deadliest creature in the world.
The journey home can look a little different to everyone. For some, it's smooth and straight. For others, it's winding vineyard roads or rugged desert trails. But what really matters most is where you're headed. That's why our expert technicians are here to make sure that wherever you feel at home, whether it's when you're hard at work, surrounded by loved ones, or cheering them on from the sidelines, you get there. Our certified and trained vehicle experts are committed to keeping you on the road and getting you there safely. Because we know a vehicle is really more than a vehicle. It's your way home.
Drive home in a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz with financing as low as 2.99% from Mercedes-Benz of Tri-Cities.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Find it online or pick up a copy in store. Save on all Pepsi and 7-Up brand 12-packs. Buy 2 and get 2 for free. Save $6 on Mobil 1 5-quart full synthetic oil. Member price just $22.99. Plus save $70 on an Avanti 7 cubic foot chest freezer. Member price just $149.99. Save now with summer savings and more in our latest savings book at Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
I'm a real wild one.
Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for $339 a month for 36 months, or purchase with $3.9 for 36 and get $2,000 wild bonus cash.
Criminal illegals flooding our southern border and fentanyl flooding our streets. But Dan Newhouse has a plan to fight back. Stop illegal immigration, secure the border, and seize illegal fentanyl.
We need to keep pushing hard, working hard to stop the illegal flow of people and the illegal flow of drugs.
Call Congressman Newhouse and tell him to keep fighting to stop the illegal flow of people and drugs at the southern border.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here's a trivia question for you. What animal is deemed the world's deadliest by the CDC? Believe it or not, it is a mosquito. The insects can spread all kinds of potentially dangerous diseases. And in today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to avoid mosquito-borne illnesses this summer.
This time of year, they're out in full force. Mosquitoes are annoying, but also potentially dangerous.
We need to be more cautious about them this time of year just because this is when they're most prevalent.
Emily Speranza with Cleveland Clinic Lerner Research Institute says these pesky insects pose a danger of spreading diseases like malaria, dengue, West Nile virus, yellow fever, Zika, and chikungunya. The CDC says the mosquito kills more people than any other creature in the world.
There are certain groups, such as immunocompromised individuals, elderly, and young individuals that are at higher risk.
You can protect against mosquitoes, keep skin covered when outdoors. You can also wear permethrin-treated clothing and gear to help prevent bites. Use Environmental Protection Agency registered insect repellents and get rid of standing water around your house. That's where the insects like to breed. Speranza says to also be vigilant when traveling this summer.
Warmer areas closer to the equator tend to have more mosquitoes, which then tends to have more transmission possibilities.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Today marks 2 years since the Supreme Court Dobbs decision effectively overturned Roe v. Wade. The Biden campaign says it's holding more than 50 events today to rally supporters. The Women's March is calling for strikes in multiple states, but others celebrate the high court ruling. A patchwork of state abortion protections and restrictions is the result of Dobbs. This is all coming at a time when the High Court is considering another potentially monumental abortion case. It could rule any day now on whether a federal law mandating emergency care can override a state ban on the procedure. Health experts are warning that social media influencers are not a reliable source of medical information. As much of the nation is dealing with extreme summer heat, medical experts are concerned about false and potentially dangerous messages spreading online. In one video, a TikTok influencer who said people shouldn't wear sunscreen was liked 36 million times. Another person on TikTok had a message seen by millions that said people who spend more time in the sun are less likely to get sunburned. Numerous reports over the decades have shown the link between UV radiation from the sun and skin cancers, and doctors fear these false messages could result in health problems. The CDC says less than 10% of men and 30% of women under the age of 30 properly use sunscreen. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, excessive heat is still affecting a majority of the country. When we return, we look at the extreme weather affecting the Midwest, as well as flooding that caused a train bridge to collapse between South Dakota and Iowa. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth has your First Alert full forecast. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Our state-of-the-art surgery center features Da Vinci and Mako robotics. We offer top-of-the-line imaging with the newest CT, MRI, and mammography scans. Whether you're here for a routine checkup, a complicated surgery, or to visit a loved one, we're here to help guide you through each and every door along your healthcare journey. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Get 3.9% APR plus $1,000 purchase allowance on a 2024 Cadillac Lyric when you finance through Cadillac Financial. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep.
With innovative memory foam developed by NASA, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer,
Which means less tossing and turning so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself.
or get a $300 gift when you purchase any qualifying Tempur-Pedic.
And rest easy knowing it's backed by our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop Denver Mattress today, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
Apple Valley News Now, recently honored by the Society of Professional Journalists with first place awards for general excellence, breaking news, health reporting, and video series. We all like awards, but our mission is to serve you with news that gets results. We are Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Live with Kelly and Mark, our Emmy winners.
My phone, as the young kids say, was blowing up.
Yes. Next live, Steve Gutenberg, plus smart money moves.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Benton County's opinion on the proposed Horse Heaven Hills Wind project Wednesday after the NBA draft. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Temperatures out there this morning are comfortable, if not a little bit on the chilly side. 40s and 50s for the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. We're in the 40s and 50s also for the lower basin, and then mostly 50s for the foothills of the Blues. So pretty consistent temperatures across the map. A little bit later today, we'll have pretty seasonal highs for this time of the year, if not a couple degrees above average, as we'll be in the 70s and 80s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We'll also be in the 80s for the lower basin, and then a mixture of 70s and 80s for the foothills of the Blues. Plenty of sunshine for today. Be sure to lather up with the sunscreen. And then for tonight, we should have clear skies and comfortable overnight lows with 40s and 50s for the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. Will end up being in the 50s for the lower basin, and then 50s for the foothills of the Blues, although we'll cut it pretty close to 60 degrees there in Walla Walla. So very comfortable overnight lows there. Again, we'll just be a couple degrees above average for this time of the year for today, but then about 10 degrees above average for tomorrow. Very balmy stuff. Another pretty balmy day for Thursday, and then cooler, or excuse me, another pretty balmy day for Wednesday, cooler for Thursday, and then temperatures starting to rebound again as we head into the weekend. So that is plot point number one. Plot point number two is that we have a couple different bouts of showers and thunderstorms to deal with for this week. Pretty low wind chances, one for Wednesday and Thursday, the next one for Saturday and Sunday, and both the temperatures and the thunderstorm chances could pose fire risk. First, we'll talk about the first alert high impact fire day we have for Tuesday for Kittitas and Yakima counties, and this will be driven by the hot temperatures and the dry fuels. We'll also see how the Slide Ranch fire responds to this kind of weather, and the fire fuel energy is going to end up being in the 76th percentile for all of fire season for Tuesday in Kittitas and Yakima counties. And then for Wednesday, the threat area is going to shift over to the Blue Mountains, but it's not going to be driven by hot temperatures. Yes, the fuels will still be dry, but we're more concerned about the chance for lightning over said dry fuels, as these fuels should be around the 75th percentile with the potential for lightning over those said fuels. So again, we'll track a couple different potentials for fire starts for this weekend, but the main days we're going to be concerned about will be, of course, Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Cascades. Substantial thunderstorm chances for both Wednesday and Thursday, and then another round for Saturday and Sunday. For the Kittitas Valley, we have a first alert high impact fire day for Tuesday, and we'll track those subsequent winds in a Wednesday and Thursday. For the Yakima Valley, we'll see first alert high impact fire day for Tuesday as well, then small thunderstorm chances for Wednesday and Thursday. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, near 95 degrees, very balmy for tomorrow, and then up and down high temperatures after that. Then for the foothills of the Blues, tracking thunderstorm chances for Wednesday and Thursday, another round for Sunday, and then for the Blue Mountains, that first alert high impact fire day for Wednesday for the potential of lightning over dry fuels.
Thank you, Josh. And in more weather-related news, but across the country, dangerous conditions are facing Americans this morning. Extremely high temperatures are expected, and that heat is fueling heavy rain in the Midwest. The resulting floodwater caused the collapse of a train bridge between South Dakota and Iowa. Rhiannon Alley has the latest.
This morning, no relief for more than 100 million Americans as scorching heat stretches from coast to coast. Baltimore hit 101 on Saturday, the hottest June day there in over a decade. And Washington, D.C. yesterday, tying its daily record high of 98 degrees with barely any relief at night. The low temperature, just 81. But those D.C. temperatures are a welcome relief for Galen Clark, who's visiting from Las Vegas, where the daily high is expected to hover around 110 for the next 7 days.
It's so hot, it's so wet that you can't breathe and everything is sticking to you.
No escape in the middle of the country either, with temps in the high 90s or even higher from Omaha to Laredo. That heat fueling torrential rainstorms in the Midwest, a state of emergency declared in Iowa after floodwaters forced evacuations in parts of the state.
The devastation is severe and it's widespread.
In southern Wisconsin, at least 6 tornadoes touched down Saturday, ripping through trees and buildings.
How precious did.
In the city of Argyle, service was still held Sunday at the site where the Apple Grove Lutheran Church once stood. That building, now barely more than a pile of rubble.
God isn't just a building. God is its people.
We know that we have that firm foundation of hope here at this church.
And for anyone escaping the severe weather with a trip to the beach, the rip current risk remains high on parts of the Atlantic and Gulf Coast today. In Florida, at least 5 people have died in rip currents, including a couple visiting with their 6 children. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Experts say that if you get caught in a rip current, don't try to swim directly back to shore. Instead, swim parallel to the shoreline until you're free of the current. And when we return on Good Morning Northwest, for Taylor Swift's next act, she makes her boyfriend appear out of thin air. When we come back, we'll look at the video from her latest show of her Eras tour, where she brings out Travis Kelce on stage. That and more is coming up in your entertainment headlines.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. Bikes, pancakes, a parade, the cardboard regatta, fireworks, and so much more as Apple Valley News Now welcomes Pasco's grand old 4th of July celebration. Get more information at PascoGeo4.com, and we'll see you at Pasco's grand old 4th of July.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Save now with hot buys in Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including buy 2 Pepsi or 7-Up brand 12-packs and get 2 free. Bi-Mart, your employee-owned membership store.
The Honda you want is here. Get a great offer on the stylish HR-V or the Civic. Which car and driver call it fun to drive? There's never been a better time to drive in the moment with Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
It's 1,000 miles from here. Our open southern border is costing us billions and bringing deadly drugs into our communities. The rich are doing just fine, but working families are struggling. I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message because even though the political establishment told me to wait my turn, I'm running for Congress now to secure the border and lower the cost of living because Washington families can't afford to wait any longer.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Good Morning Northwest streams all day at AppleValleyNewsNow.com and our mobile apps.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's time for your entertainment news, and we're starting off with news from the box office. It's coming back to life thanks largely to an animated sequel.
Here's David Daniel with the early estimates on the top 5 films in theaters this weekend.
You don't have a home, do you?
The Garfield movie tied for 4th place, gobbling up $3.6 million. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was the other film, gathering up $3.6 million for a domestic total of $164 million. Cruising into 3rd place, The Bike Riders, which debuted with $10 million. Bad Boys Ride or Die stayed in 2nd, grossing $18.8 million. It's at $147 million domestic.
I wish I was as tall as all of you.
Who the heck are you?
I'm Envy.
A record-setting weekend for Inside Out 2. The Pixar pick made $100 million, the best second weekend ever for an animated film. The sequel's 10-day domestic total, $355 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I'm really excited about that one.
I am too. I keep looking at the characters. I'm like, who's that? Who's that?
I like that we just kind of saw Envy there.
Yeah, and then there's another character, the bigger one. I want to know who he is.
I think he's Embarrassment.
Ooh, I got a big one in my head of him.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Well, moving from record-setting movies to the record setter in music, Taylor Swift surprises a crowd in London Sunday by bringing Travis Kelce on stage during her Eras Tour concert.
The footballer's big moment came during a transition in the Tortured Poets department, part of the set list. Everyone cheered when they saw him on stage, and he was wearing a top hat and a black tailcoat and carrying Taylor in his arms.
What more could you want? Travis Kelce was fanning himself with a hand fan, dancing around and smiling at Swift while her dancers helped her with an onstage costume change. And before she walked away to sing her song, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, she turned to him and blew him a kiss.
The skit had previously been incorporated into her show in May after she revamped her Eras Tour set list to add in some songs from her newest album, The Tortured Poets Department, which released in April. I mean, say what you want about the two of them. They're very cute. They're very happy.
So happy.
Yes.
And it's contagious. I love that.
Yeah. I like to see people happy.
It just sucks for the people that saw her earlier before the Tortured Poets department came out, and now she's got a whole new set list, but it's okay. We can live vicariously through watching these kinds of videos.
Yes.
And social media.
Very sweet. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the Slide Ranch fire wreaked havoc in White Swan over the weekend, and it's still burning. We have the latest on the acreage burned and where containment is at.
Plus, the city of Ellensburg is accepting applications for grants for several programs to fund community projects. We have how you can apply.
The 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is on now, and the savings are explosive. Best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or 5 years, no interest financing. The 4th of July sale on now at Furniture Row.
Chill or grill on a new deck from Par this season. Get a free Makita Bluetooth radio or portable pellet grill with a qualifying Par deck package purchase of wood, TimberTech, or Trex. Visit par.com for details. Par, go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Visit us at our new urban wine bar in historic downtown Kennewick. Choose from a variety of wines and food from our expanded menu. Enjoy time with friends old and new. After hours with riverfront views from our shaded patio, we are Murray Gaston Wine Bar.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess, nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting them to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos, it's The Educated Cigar. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado, it's The Educated Cigar. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes, it's The Educated Cigar. At The Educated Cigar, you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage and food from the on-site bar and restaurant while smoking and viewing the big game. Family owned and operated since 1998, open 7 days a week.
Researching childhood vaccines often feels like this.
When T lymphocytes recognize antigens.
They are lying to us. Vaccines are just another plot to make money.
The most important thing parents should know about vaccines is...
Accept my cookies. Sign up for the newsletter. Sorry, you've reached your free article limit.
There's a simpler way to get answers. Visit vaccinesmartwa.org.
Shop and save during the 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit for only $299.99. Or get 5 years no interest plus free shipping. The 4th of July sale on now at Denver Mattress.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Right now in Good Morning Northwest, the latest on the Slide Ranch fire in White Swan. What we know as of now.
Tens of thousands of dollars are available for community projects in Ellensburg, and the city of Ellensburg is accepting applications for them. We have the details.
And we teamed up with the Kennewick Police Department to make a difference in the community by giving a child a new bike. We've got the story.
And yesterday was a little bit cooler because of a cold front, but today will warm things up. I'll tell you just how much warmer we'll be coming up right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jill Sperling. It is Monday, June 24th.
It's a Monday. I'm kind of feeling like it's a Monday, but hopefully it won't be a Monday for that much longer because we need some good news.
Yeah.
We need some good weather. It's been really hot, and I think it's just going to keep staying hot, isn't it?
As far as I'm aware, but we'll find out.
We'll have to ask our expert, and we'll check in right now on your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Josh, what are we expecting today?
We are expecting some seasonal high temperatures. Will be a little bit warmer as opposed to yesterday. Plenty of sunshine out there, of course, later in the day. But for right now, temperatures are mostly in the 40s and 50s, a little bit locally cooler right here in the Yakima Valley with some middle to upper 40s. But elsewhere, again, 40s and 50s, 52 for Tri-Cities, 51 for Heppner, and 51 degrees for Pendleton. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for the rest of today for the Tri-Cities. We'll already be up into the mid-60s by 8 this morning, and then near sunny and 75 for lunchtime. Unfortunately, we do warm things up after that, up into the mid-80s, but in spite of how balmy the air temperature is actually going to end up being, will still be pretty seasonal, if not just a couple degrees above average for late June. So again, 80s, sunshine, will be even warmer as we head into tomorrow, though. I'll tell you just how much warmer coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. And that heat was a factor in the Slide Ranch fire in White Swan. And according to the latest update from the Southeast Washington Incident Management Team, the fire has burned approximately 3,700 acres. There's no containment as of yet, and the winds continue to push that fire.
Officials say at least 16 homes have been lost. Evacuations are currently at level 3, go now, and level 2, get set, depending on the proximity to the fire. And we have more information up on our website. That's applevalleyNewsNow.com. And we also want to let you know where you can go if you've had to leave your home. The American Red Cross has opened an evacuation shelter at Hera Elementary School. That's located at 7640 Branch Road.
The shelter is open to anyone who has been asked to evacuate their homes due to the Slide Ranch fire. There you'll be provided with food, cots, and other urgent needs.
If you have to leave your home in a hurry, here's what the Red Cross suggests you bring with you to the shelter: prescription and emergency medications, extra clothing, pillows, blankets, hygiene supplies, and important documents.
And if you have children, it's a good idea to bring along comfort items as well as any diapers, formula, or toys you might need.
The city of Ellensburg is accepting applications for grants for several programs to fund projects set to be completed in 2025. Over $18,500 is available for projects to address community needs. Another $18,500 for capital projects to improve city parks, trails, open space, and recreation facilities.
$10,000 rather to improve and protect local surface water quality. Over $18,500 available for historic preservation efforts, and up to $2,500 for groups and $1,000 for individuals to expand local arts programs and performances.
It's exciting because it gives us an opportunity to have community members, get involved and get projects funded for community things they want to see.
You can apply online in the city website or on the city website, and the deadline for all 5 grant programs is August 30th.
The city of Prosser is asking residents to weigh in on police services in the community. The city has launched a short survey on its website asking how the police department can better serve the community and improve services in public safety. A paper copy is also available at City Hall, the Prosser Community Center, and the Prosser Library.
The survey is available until July 7th, and the results will be shared on the city's website and with the City Council during an open public session. Walla Walla residents are invited to hear recommendations for the city's 10-year tourism master plan. Consultants from Hub Collective will share goals and strategies of the plan at a presentation in the City Council chambers on Tuesday. It starts at 6 p.m. and it's an opportunity for residents to share their thoughts before the plan is finalized by the Walla Walla City Council.
Apple Valley News Now and the Kennewick Police Department teamed up on Friday to make a difference in the community.
An 11-year-old boy's bike was recently stolen, and a Kennewick Community Resource Officer nominated him to receive a brand new bike. Through the Bikes for Tykes campaign, the officer teamed up with Apple Valley News Now and decked out a brand new bike, complete with his grandfather's name, who recently passed away.
Our Austin Reed was involved in presenting the bike on Friday.
Well, on behalf of Apple Valley News Now, Young Hearts, and Bikes for Tykes, this right here is your new bike and helmet. Give it up.
Right, Jesus.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, my grandpa was a very special person for me. He treated me good. He always gave me love.
It's awesome. I'm super excited about it. I hope he loves it. I'm sure he will. It's going to be good for him because he does ride his bike to school every day. That's his transportation to school.
After the surprise, the 11-year-old and his younger brother got a tour of the inside of a Kennewick Police Department vehicle.
A ribbon cutting was held last week for a brand new playground for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Benton and Franklin counties.
The Kiwanis Club of Kennewick helped raise money and build the playground with the Boys and Girls Club and to create the brand new play areas. You can find the Kiwanis Playground at the Boys and Girls Club Clubhouse, Erk's Family Branch at 910 West 7th Place in Kennewick.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, thousands of people went to the Cool Desert Nights event over the weekend where they saw lots of cool cars.
And Riley Fitzgerald was there too and will be in next to tell us all about it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Stan's gonna ride the Nebula Drop Tower.
Finally! I'm ready to ascend to the clouds, to go where no dino has gone before. Goodbye, Earth. Hi, Alice!
Whoa! He doesn't know it comes back down?
Apparently not. I'll let you know when I hit orbit. Drop tower, I get it.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
You thought it would bust through the ceiling?
You came through a portal from another dimension. Weird stuff happens.
It's the music event of summer, CMA Fest. With performances by Lainey Wilson, Luke Bryan, Kelsey Ballerini, and collaborations you can't miss. CMA Fest, Tuesday, 8, 7 Central on ABC.
Hard work, perseverance, courage. These are the attributes of a champion. A lifetime of success starts here at the Children's Developmental Center. Every child needs a champion. Support our mission of empowering families and improving children's lives. Join us for our fundraiser, Summer Cuisine at Terra Blanca, presented by Country Financial. Will you be one of our champions?
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
A 26-mile-long wind farm in our backyard? Benton County's planning manager talks to us about the Horse Heaven Hills project.
Benton County is mandated by the state to protect and conserve agricultural land.
The fight over Horse Heaven Hills. Apple Valley News Now, Wednesday after the NBA draft.
It's the music event of summer, CMA Fest. With superstar performances by Lainey Wilson, Luke Bryan, Kelsey Ballerini, Keith Urban, Thomas Rhett, Shabuzi, Cody Johnson, and more. Plus epic collaborations you can't miss. Hosted by Jelly Roll and Ashley McBride.
What's up, CMA Fest?
CMA Fest, Tuesday, 8/7 Central on ABC, and stream next day on Hulu.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Cool desert nights cruised through Richland this weekend, garnering thousands of attendees eager to see the car show back in the city.
Riley Fitzgerald joins us live this morning. Good morning, Riley. So what did you see at this cool event?
Well, good morning, Jill, and good morning, Jessica. I stopped by on Saturday where there were hundreds of cars, not just in the Uptown, but on George Washington Way and parked in Jefferson Park. And I talked to attendees, car owners, and even someone who brought their boat to the car show. Eric Petring says he's trying to get the word back out about the sport of speedboat racing.
A lot of people come up and they ask me, it's like, you know, didn't these things used to race out of Horn Rapids? And I said, yeah, that was 25 years ago. And so we're kind of trying to revamp that. We're trying to get just exposure for the sport. You know, this is why I'm the only boat at a car show. Favorite reactions when I started, and you get everybody to jump, even though I try to tell people it's starting because it's got no mufflers, it's very loud, and it revs like super quick. This thing does 0 to 80 in under 3 seconds on the water, and at 80 miles an hour I can turn a 90-degree corner within 6 feet. So there's no room for error, so you have to know where you're going. Your navigator is basically, with hand directions, is showing you which way to go if you don't know, which, you know, she has saved my bacon before because I get out there and I get lost. I'm like, uh-oh, which way? And she all of a sudden her hands in my face. I'm like, perfect, thank you. Just saved me.
Featuring the driver of the Bad Idea number 509, races on the west side of Washington, but he lives in Hermiston. So because of that construction coming to George Washington Way and Jadwin Avenue next year, the Richland Chamber of Commerce says it's still trying to decide what to do for next year's Cool Desert Nights event. We'll keep you updated when we learn more details about that. Jill and Jessica, I'll send it back to you.
I still can't get over the name of the boat. Bad Idea.
That's
number
a fun
509.
name.
I love it.
Those corners, going around those corners.
It's a bad idea.
That seems like a bad idea.
It's kind of all a good idea.
But a fun
Depends
idea.
on how you look at it. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth has your first alertful forecast. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Car wreck, I'm here to help you.
His caring and supportive nature created a bond, and he shares that with every client he has.
Stacy always says really good things about me.
I got T-boned at an intersection, ended up having a back injury. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
Can't thank Mariano enough. I mean, he is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
Researching childhood vaccines often feels like this.
When T lymphocytes recognize antigens,
They're lying to us. Vaccines are just another plot to make money.
The most important thing parents should know about vaccines is...
Accept my cookies. Sign up for the newsletter. Sorry, you've reached your free article limit.
There's a simpler way to get answers. Visit vaccinesmartwa.org.
It's the end of the school year graduation sale here at the Auto Lot, and look at the 2016 Ford Explorer Platinum Leather Loader for only $19.95. Wow, what a deal! Or how about this 2018 Honda Civic for 61,000 miles for only $19.95? It's like new. Or check out the 2020 Cherokee Laredo eSport 4x4 for only $24.95. All season ready. And Chevy lovers, how about this 2020 Malibu LS for only $19.95? Super clean. And how about this 2020 Rogue SL with only 46,000 miles loaded with premium wheels? Don't let this graduation sale pass you by. Visit us at AutolotNW.com.
For 600 different cigars and 120 fine pipe tobaccos, it's The Educated Cigar. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado, it's The Educated Cigar. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes, it's The Educated Cigar. At The Educated Cigar, you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage and food from the on-site bar and restaurant while smoking and viewing the big game. Family owned and operated since 1998, open 7 days a week.
Hey, your homework done?
Yeah.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Celebrate Independence Day the Tri-Cities way. The River of Fire Festival is back Thursday, July 4th. It's a blast with something for everyone. Free admission and free parking. Kids Zone, Food Truck Alley, plus live music on 2 stages. Park entrance closes at 9 p.m. and the legendary River of Fire fireworks show starts at 10. The River of Fire, presented by Giza Credit Union and these sponsors. The annual River of Fire 2024, Thursday, July 4th.
Benton County's opinion on the proposed Horse Heaven Hills Wind Project Wednesday after the NBA draft. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're seeing temperatures out there that are mostly in the 40s and 50s. 52 for Ellensburg, a little bit cooler locally in Yakima at 45. 52 for Tri-Cities, and we're also in the low to mid 50s in the foothills of the Blues. So probably just some light jacket stuff for this morning, but definitely t-shirt weather a little bit later today, as we'll end up having highs that'll be a couple degrees above average for this time of the year. But all in all, pretty seasonal stuff. We'll have 70s and 80s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We should be in the 80s for the lower Columbia Basin, and then 70s and 80s for the foothills of the Blues. Be sure to lather up with sunscreen if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time. And then for tonight, we'll continue to keep things clear. Overnight lows should be seasonal. We'll be in the 40s and 50s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. We'll be in the 50s for the lower Columbia Basin, and also some mid 50s up into the higher terrain of the foothills of the Blues. Okay, so again, a couple degrees above average for today, but we'll be much warmer for Tuesday, about 10 degrees above average, and then a little bit cooler for Wednesday, much cooler by the time we get to Thursday, and then we start to warm things up again into Saturday and Sunday. So the temperature roller coaster will continue, and embedded within that, we will have some little chances for showers and thunderstorms, the first round being for Wednesday and Thursday, then the second round being in a Saturday and Sunday. And this could pose a risk for some fire starts. More on that in a second, but first we do have another risk for fire starts for tomorrow. Specifically for Kittitas and Yakima counties, we're going with a first alert high impact fire day, as it's going to be hot and the fuels will be very dry, as the fire fuel energy is going to be into the 76th percentile for fire season. So please be on your P's and Q's when it comes to fire safety out that way. And then for Wednesday, the threat area shifts over to the Blue Mountains, and the kind of threat is going to change up, as it's not just going to be warm and dry. Also, there will be that little chance for some lightning over some of this fire fuel that will be energized. The energy is going to be up into the 75th percentile for fire season. So again, we're tracking several different chances of fire starts for this week for several different reasons. Here is a 7-day forecast for the Cascades. We'll have substantial thunderstorm chances for Wednesday and Thursday, and then another round that's going to be slated for Saturday and Sunday. For the Kittitas Valley, going with a first alert high impact fire day for tomorrow, and then tracking those subsequent winds into Wednesday and Thursday. Then for the Yakima Valley, also a first alert high impact fire day for Tuesday, and then some small thunderstorm chances into Wednesday and Thursday. For the lower Columbia Basin, we'll be near 95 degrees for tomorrow. Very balmy stuff, and then up and down temperatures after that with some thunderstorm chances sprinkled in. And then for the foothills of the Blues, tracking those thunderstorm chances for Wednesday and Thursday. After that, we'll have another round possible for Sunday, so keeping close tabs on that. And then finally for the Blue Mountains, we have that first alert high impact fire day for Wednesday for the potential of lightning over dry fuels.
Thank you, Josh. In consumer news now, one of Chicago's most popular tourist attractions is once again open to the public.
The Bean sculpture reopened Sunday. Now, it was closed nearly a year ago. This so workers could renovate the surrounding plaza.
Gates closed off the sculpture, but those gates are now gone, and people can once again get an up-close view of the iconic artwork, which is also known as Cloud Gate.
The sculpture is a Chicago landmark. It was first unveiled in 2006. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely make plans to see it in your lifetime.
I haven't seen it. It looks really cool, though.
It's pretty cool.
Under Armour has agreed to pay $434 million to settle a 2017 class action lawsuit. Shareholders accused the sports apparel maker and CEO Kevin Plank of intentionally misleading them about the company's financial health.
Specifically about its revenue growth in order to meet Wall Street forecasts. Under Armour has consistently denied the accusations and said that it entered into this agreement in principle, which is not an admission of or finding of fault or wrongdoing.
The proposed $434 million settlement is subject to court approval. It averts a scheduled July 15th trial in Baltimore federal court.
And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast.
But first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive, taking on porch pirates.
All right, package drop. We're good.
We're riding along with members of Washington, D.C.'s Metropolitan Police Department as they work with community members, leaving packages equipped with AirTags in high crime areas with the hopes of reducing thefts.
Has it improved any of your relationships with people in the community?
Absolutely. And it opens up so many doors for so many more things to flow. They'll call us about all types of other different problems that are going on. So it really is kind of a bridge to the community to get the conversation flowing.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll show you how this undercover operation works and why it's already resulted in a 17% reduction in porch pirate thefts. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
Depression is a journey. I'd made some progress on my antidepressant, had some daily wins in reducing my symptoms, but I was still masking my depression. So I talked to my doctor. She told me I could build on my wins without changing my antidepressant.
Rexulti, when added to an antidepressant, significantly reduced depression symptoms more than an antidepressant alone.
And less depression, that's a win.
Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have an increased risk of death or stroke. Antidepressants may increase suicidal thoughts and actions and worsen depression in children and young adults. Report new or sudden changes in mood, behavior, thoughts, or feelings, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, low white blood cells. Unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. Keep moving forward. Ask your doctor about Rexulti.
Rent. Welcome back. Time right now is 6:52.
We're going to get to your first alert forecast in a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. We begin with the Slide Ranch fire in White Swan. According to the latest update from the Southeast Washington Incident Management Team, the fire has burned approximately 3,700 acres. There's no containment as of yet, and the winds continue to push the fire.
Officials say at least 16 homes have been lost. Evacuations are currently at level 3, go now, and level 2, get set. depending on the proximity to the fire. And we have more information on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. We also want to let you know where you can go if you've had to leave your home. The American Red Cross has opened an evacuation shelter at Hera Elementary School, which is located at 7640 Branch Road. And there you'll be provided with food, cots, and other urgent needs. And here's what the Red Cross suggests you bring with you to the shelter: prescription and emergency medications, extra clothing, pillows, blankets, hygiene supplies, and important documents. And if you have children, it's a good idea to bring along comfort items, diapers, formula, or toys you might need.
Meanwhile, another emergency shelter was opened in Wenatchee last night, this one in response to the No. 2 Canyon Road fire. The Red Cross opened a shelter at Sage Hills Church at 1601 5th Street around 7 p.m. However, around 7:40, all evacuation orders were lowered to level 1, stay alert. The fire broke out around 5 p.m. on June 23rd and triggered level 3 go now evacuation orders for the area. As of yesterday evening, DNR said the fire size had been revised from 100 acres to 25.
A Kennewick woman has been arrested for a crash that killed a motorcyclist and hurt 3 others Friday morning. According to Washington State Patrol, 24-year-old Beth Stryver was driving northbound on State Route 821 just outside of Selah Friday morning when she turned left into 3 motorcycles in the southbound lane. 69-year-old Rodney Ahrens of Issaquah was taken to the hospital, but he later died of his injuries. The 2 other motorcyclists and 1 passenger were taken to the hospital. Stryver has been arrested on suspicion of being under the influence of drugs and/or alcohol. She was not injured.
The Franklin County Sheriff is shedding light on an issue with emergency services in the county. Sheriff Jim Raymond says infrastructure is in decline and beyond repairable. Raymond says rural areas of the county are suffering from dead zones. He's worried about system failure. What would fix the problem would be to upgrade the capability for towers and radios to use what's called 800 MHz. But the problem is finding the funding to do this. Sheriff Raymond says he has a new room ready to go at the sheriff's office where another dispatch center could easily open up.
The city of Ellensburg is accepting applications for grants for several programs to fund projects set to be completed in 2025. Over $18,500 is available for projects to address community needs, another $18,500 for capital projects to improve city parks, trails, open space, and recreation facilities. $10,000 to improve and protect local surface water quality, over $18,500 available for historic preservation efforts, up to $2,500 for groups, and $1,000 for individuals to expand local arts programs and performances. You can apply online on the city website, and the deadline for all 5 grant programs is August 30th.
The city of Prosser is asking residents to weigh in on police services in the community. The city has launched a short survey on its website asking how the police department can better serve the community and improve services and public safety. A paper copy is also available at City Hall, the Prosser Community Center, and the Prosser Library. The survey is available until July 7th, and the results will be shared on the city's website and with the City Council during an open public session. Let's check in with Josh now for a final look at your First Alert forecast this morning.
Yeah, Jill, it is comfortable out there, if not a little bit chilly. We're seeing 40s and 50s for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, already up to 60 now in the Tri-Cities. And of course, if you take the trip across the river, it is at 49 degrees in Hermiston and a little bit warmer up into the foothills of the Blues. A little bit later today, we'll have temperatures that'll get into the 80s for most spots. Plenty of sunshine. We should be pretty seasonal, if not a couple degrees above average for late June. But all in all, a very nice day. Just be sure to pack the sunscreen and to pack the water, especially if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time. Now, we will warm things up as we head into tomorrow, which is why we're going with the First Alert High Impact Fire Day, specifically for Kittitas and Yakima counties, as it's going to be hot. The fuels will be very dry, so there's going to be a risk for another large fire over 100 acres. We already have the one so far, and then there's going to be another risk for another fire start as we head into Wednesday, this time for the Blue Mountains, as there's going to be that chance for lightning on top of dry fuel. So we'll have to watch all those potentials for fire starts very closely over the coming days.
Thank you. Josh, and thank you for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. GMA is next.
Your local news is back tonight, and you can always find the latest updates on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Have a great day.